Hello dear students, I am your biology teacher Prabhat Dubey from LPM Public School, Gola Bazar. As we have started discussing your second chapter of biology, that is tissues. We have seen how different functions and structural differences are generated in any complex biological structure, let it be a plant or an animal, and human being as well. So we have seen how the cells that are of same origin perform different types of functions, and their structure is also different from each other, and how a group of cells that are same in origin and in function, they are also same, how they constitute and form a specific organ, and how organ system is generated with coordination of different types of organs. We have discussed about the basic difference between animal tissue and plant tissue, and we have seen that the basic difference of locomotion is the main factor that is making plants consume less energy in comparison to animals. Okay, that's why energy requirement is also high in animals, and the cells are uniformly distributed in the animals. Whether in plants there are different types of cells, their pattern is also different, their growth and development is also different. In each and every part of the cell part of the plant, the growth and development pattern of the cells are not same. In some parts the cells are dividing very rapidly, the growth and development is very fast, whether in some parts there is stagnant, or at least you can say that there is no growth after a certain period of time. Last one is organ and organ systems have more specialized and complex structural organizational. As you know that animal body is more complex in comparison to plant cells, because the functions of animal body is also complex. So to support a complex function, complex structures are required. Whether in plants the function is simpler in comparison to animals, that's why their structure is also simple. Now we will focus on plant tissue. The topic for today's discussion is plant tissues. How different cells of plant perform the desired functions in plant, and how the growth and development of plant is supported by the activity of these tissues. As we know that we have seen there are two specific types of tissues in plants. One is rapidly dividing, that is found in the areas where growth and development is fast, and one is where growth is stagnant. These are called permanent tissues. Multiple cells, mature cells are incapable of cell division, so there is a complete mismatch in the structure and function. One is dividing very rapidly, while in other no division is found in the mature cells. So we will start this discussion. As per your book, there are some tissues in plant that divide throughout their life. Okay, so you can witness in meristematic tissues there is division that goes on through the entire life cycle of that plant. Tissues divide for growth and reproduction of plants. Now we know what is the need of this rapid cell division. So for growth, development, and for regeneration, reproduction, for production of male and female gametes, rapid cell division is required. Okay, that's why there is urgent need of meristematic tissues where rapid cell division is going on through the entire journey of the plant. Some tissues are localized in certain regions. As you can see that in this diagrammatic representation of different types of meristems, you can see that where the presence of meristematic cells that are dividing very rapidly, there is huge requirement. On the root cap, you can witness that there should be fast growth in roots in the plants in early age, because if the roots are not properly developed, the nutrients and the water intake of that plants will be affected very badly. That's in the same manner as you like different types of canals to provide water to your field. If there is any blockage in the water supply, if there is any mismatch in the network of that canal, then water will not reach to your field, and the growth and development of the plant will be affected. In the same manner, if proper roots are not there in development stage, then the intake of nutrients and minerals and water will be affected very badly, and the growth and development of the plant, and in later stage the growth of fruits and flowers will also be negatively impacted. Okay, that's why in roots meristematic tissues are highly needed. And if you talk about the part of the plant that is above birth, you can notice in which part of the plant growth is fast, it is developing very fast, and some part will be found to be stagnant. So we will see what type of specific structure and position in the plant body where rapid cell division is required. Okay, tissues can be classified as meristematic tissue and permanent tissue. So on this basic point, the cell division and need of growth and development, the cell tissues are characterized in two parts. One is meristematic tissue and other is permanent. We know the difference between meristematic and permanent. Today we will focus on meristematic tissues, the tissues where rapid cell division is there, that are found in the areas of plant where growth and development is very fast. As we know that these tissues continuously form a number of new cells. Multiple cell division is there. Each cell is generating two cells. These two cells are again dividing and they are resulting in 4 new cells. These 4 new cells will again take part in cell division, and from 4, 8 cells will result. In the same manner, multiple cell division will go on, and the number of cells in that specific area will rise very rapidly. It will form a tissue. Okay. Now we will see what specific characters, what specific qualities, and what are the significant functions that are being played by this meristematic tissues. So the first point is continuously dividing. As we witnessed and as we discussed that in meristematic tissues, the cell division goes on through the entire life cycle of the plant. You have to understand this point very well, because this is the basic remarkable point of division that is making meristematic tissue and permanent tissue in a separate group. Okay, this is the basic root of division. The second point, these are found in the growing regions of the plant. Example, shoot tip, root tip, and cambium. The topmost position of the plant. You can take any small plant and you can witness the uppermost tip, and you can also find the development of its roots. If you root out the plant, if you take the roots out from the ground, then you will witness the lowermost part of the root is very fast dividing. Their growth and development is very fast, and the top part of the plant is very rapidly dividing. You can witness elongation in the size of the small topmost tip on daily basis. Witness the length of the topmost part of the plant, and after 2 days you will find that the length has increased. Such type of rapid cell divisions you can witness in the nearby plants. Okay, so you have to be innovative, you have to be open-minded. If you want to study the biological concepts and biological phenomena, you have always possess a curious mindset, and you should also need to rediscover things. Try to study the plants and animals, try to study their behavior. If any particular principle is being taught in biology, you have tried to correlate it with your surrounding, the plants, the animals that are found in your vicinity, in your locality. Try to study their behavior and try to study their growth and development pattern. Try to understand their habits, what type of changes are being introduced when the weather changes, what is their habits, what type of food intake is there, what is their life cycle. Okay, what are the materials on which they are feeding on, how their behavior and their fooding pattern changes with the change in the weather. Okay, what type of diseases are there that are found in plants and animals. These things will help you in developing a scientific thinking, and it will help you in the long run. The people who are who want to join the research and development field, or who want to be a renowned teacher in biology or any scientific subject, physics, chemistry, biology, they have always tried to develop an innovative thinking. A scientific mindset should be there. You should not feel lethargic. The principal is being taught and you are just copying in your copy and you are writing in the exam, the things are over. It is not the case. If you want to achieve something extraordinary in your life, you have to do something that will make the difference. What is the difference between you and rest of the students who are going to participate in any competitive examination will always be shown in your results. Results never lie. You have to understand this. And now the second point. Their cells are immature and are capable of undergoing repeated cell division throughout their life. Okay, immature and rapid cell division, both things are quite similar to each other. If the cell are getting mature, it means that the life cycle of that cell is too long. There is no rapid cell division, because if we are talking about maturity, it means the cell is not changing its structure and function. It is not getting divided into two cells. Then only maturity is there. Okay, if there is rapid change, then maturity will be lacking. So there is no maturity, cell is dividing very rapidly. Next one is, these cells are spherical, oval, polygonal or rectangular in shape. What is the shape and size of the meristematic cells? We will find that their cell is either spherical, oval, polygonal or rectangular. Okay. And what about their cytoplasm? The cell sap that is found inside the cell wall of these cells are dense. Okay, because there is proteins, fat, soluble organic materials, different types of cell organelles are also there. But their cell wall is thin. The cell wall is not very well developed. Small covering is there only. Nucleus is single but large in size. Okay, so you can understand these points. These points will help the meristematic tissue in rapid cell division. If these points are not there, the rapid cell division will be impacted very badly. Vacuole is generally absent, and if the vacuole is found, then it is small in size. You can understand this phenomenon because these cells are rapidly dividing, so there is no need of storing food. The basic function of vacuole is to store food material and water inside them, because if the need will arise, it will provide all the food material and water to the cell. But rapid cell division is there, so there is no need to store any food and water. That's why there is no need of vacuoles, and if the vacuoles are found, they are very smaller in shape. So I think you will make this diagram in your copy and understand what type of. In our next lecture we will discuss about the apical meristem, intercalary meristem and lateral meristem. So this is your homework in your copy of biology notebook. Make this diagram of meristem that are based on position. What type of meristems are found in different parts of the plant. In this, all the three types of meristems are depicted: apical, intercalary and lateral. So this is your homework, to make this diagram and also study about the apical, intercalary and lateral meristem. In our next lecture we will meet and we will discuss about all these three specific type of meristems, what are their functional and structural specifications, and how they support the growth and development of plant, why they are necessary and what type of role is being played by them. In our next lectures we will focus on the structure of different meristems. So complex biological structures are to be understood if you want to understand the biological phenomena. So we have to concentrate on the diagrams. Okay, so with this we are ending this class. If any student is encountering with any problem in understanding the concept, he can feel free to be in touch with me on telephonic conversation or on WhatsApp. He or she can consult me. Okay, so put some significant effort in your studies, prepare your notes. Okay, best of luck, thanks.